Yo, my brothers, my sisters. Hope you have been well, splendid, great, amazing. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling very passionate and ambitious to get the life I want. Very, very ambitious. $1 trillion vision, trying to make it all happen. You feel me? You know the daily regimen. My day has been pretty swell. Had work today. Today at work was a crazy ass day. I'm not gonna lie. Towards like midway, almost the end of the shift. Get off at 12. It was like 8. Person I was working with, they had to leave out. And I'm like regular associate. So when I work, there's always a manager or like a supervisor there with me. So once they had to leave at 8, somebody else was supposed to come in to fill in their role, but they ended up not coming, of course. Until like 8 to 10, we had the store closed because there was no way I'm about to be there dolo. I've said throughout my videos, the job that I have is certain things that I have to do, but I have to go unlock keys. I'm mainly the one at register, so it was never gonna work out if we didn't close the store. So I ended up closing the store from like 8 to 10. Somebody else came in, the third shift person. Luckily, fortunately, I lucky wouldn't have been mad if they didn't come in because I would have been chilling for the rest of the shift, honestly, and that would have been that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that was that. So crazy, long day at work, but we made it through it and I'm happy to be here. Besides all of that madness, it's a lot of topics I want to talk about. Like, honestly, like that's why it'd be so hard to kind of just make one topic video because it'd be so much on my mind. I have like 10 different topics throughout the day that I think, oh yeah, I'm gonna record this when I get home. Try to save them and but I'm working on it. So let's do one thing at a time. What I will say is, since I feel so passionate right now, we're gonna talk about this. The life that you want, nobody else is doing it for you. The life that you want, the life that you keep envisioning, you lose sleep overthinking. You think like, wow, damn, how can I get this? You have to understand that nobody is coming to do the work for you. Unfortunately, you can keep saying tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Yo, those tomorrows add up. Starts off as a few weeks, then a few months, then a year, then some years, and now you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, wondering, damn, what you were the problem. And everyone has a sob story, bro, a sad story that they can tell. This was happening in my life, so this is why I couldn't chase. Like, everyone fairly has that story. And granted, some stories are worse than others, but people that came from the depths of hell still ended out on top. I understand circumstances can be very hard to get out of. Everyone has every right to be like, yo, this is too hard, I can't do it. But why give up on yourself when you were granted a life that you didn't even ask for? So why not live it to the fullest? And that's all the perspective. Somebody could have just listened to what I said right there and be like, yo, I didn't ask to be here, so why even, hope all is well on that end, 100%. But I genuinely do feel like, yo, we were granted something that we don't even understand. This random life. We spawned here, started off as a specimen, an atom, a baby, and now we're here. Apparently, I'm about to say something crazy. I don't even want to. I'm about to say talk about sperm cells, whole bunch of shit. Apparently, beat a million other cells and ended up here. We can keep pushing off our dreams, our goals, but it's a reason why there's so many videos on YouTube, TikTok of people saying, "Yo, I wish I did this in my 20s. I wish I did this in my late 20s, my early." Like, it's a reason why there's so many videos out there, and there's a reason why those videos always do good. There's so many people with that mindset of, "I'm young right now. I'm not going to do it. I'm young right now. I can keep prolonging it." And those are the same people that end up in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s and be like, damn, I wish I did this one. And it's an endless cycle. Those cycles are genuinely needed to remind people that, like, yo, life is very short. If you have a vision, you have a plan, yo, go out there and do it. And that's what I try to remind myself every single day. And please understand that I'm not saying this to bash people that had a dream, that's like the aunties, the uncles now, and it's just like, it is what it is. But even for them, understand that if you have a dream, you have a passion, yo, still try. If you have a life left, if you're living today, you woke up, bro, try. I don't understand the point in not trying. Again, granted, I understand everybody's life circumstances are different, but if there's a will, there's a way. Even if it's the slightest bit of energy, bro, it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, an hour putting into your passion. Why not do that and settle? That's the thing. A lot of people settle for a life they don't want to live, and then it's like they settle their entire life. So like, bro, you didn't have wasted this whole entire life full of dreams that you had in your mind. You just kept it in. And even if you don't, that's the thing. Even if you don't, that's even another thing. I'm not even saying this in like, yo, you have to be perfect, you have to get everything right type of way. Yo, even if you fail, failure shouldn't be an option. But even if you fail, you'll get to your deathbed and be like, damn, I tried my hardest. I did everything I could. I really believe that I put my all into this shit. Fell short, and that's okay. You lived your life attempting to get to the life you want. I don't think there's no failure in that. We can always pick and choose and be like, you didn't succeed. You lived the life of do or die. What's that Share Lonely song? Do or die. You lived your life, do or die. And I feel like that's how it should be always. Again, we got granted a lifetime that we didn't ask for, came out of nowhere. We were blessed to even be here. Why cut that short? Why not live it up trying your all? When there's so much living proof of people, started from nothing, started from the ground up, and then making it to be big. Not to say you got to be a superstar, you want to be famous, but just personal growth within self, wealth, financially, everything. Like, never have to work a 9 to 5 again, never have to be somebody's supervisor or somebody's employee. That's what I think about, bro. Every single day, every time I clock into my job, I just think about like, yo, I cannot wait till this shit is over. I can't wait till I get home, chase my dreams. And sometimes, like I said, I'm not perfect. I do, sometimes I do bullshit. Despite me saying all of this, I'm not only saying it to y'all, but to myself every single time. I don't want nobody to watch these videos to look at me as this perfect person. There's been so many times where I bullshitted, I wasted time, I dwelled, I lied to myself and said I was gonna lock in and then didn't lock in, and then I'm doing the same bullshit for weeks, months, and then it's like, damn, I feel like I wasted time. Then it's like I'm trying to get back in this spell of gaining a good momentum. Then it's like, you feel like, bro, I deal with that too. Every day. Every time I relapse into those things and then finally get over it, it's like another drive and pushing me like, bro, you can't go back to that game. You can't go back to that, bro. It's now or never. It's do or die. 100%. And it's up to you to get the life you want. What are you going to do to get the life you want? Because nobody else is coming to do it for you. It's possible, but you're going to make it happen. Get to work, twin.